What if the most profound journey you could ever take wasn't really about crossing an ocean? What if it was actually deeper, like into your own beliefs, your resilience, maybe even how you see truth itself?
That's a fascinating question. And it really gets to the heart of what we're digging into today, doesn't it?
Exactly. Based on all the great stuff you sent over, we're doing a deep dive into Yann Martel's novel, Life of Pi.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
A huge book. Adventure, philosophical fiction, survival. It scooped up the Man Booker Prize back in 2002, published just the year before.
And our mission here for you listening is to go beyond just, the survival story. We want to see how this one narrative acts almost like a shortcut.
A shortcut to understanding some really big ideas, right? Faith, human endurance, even how storytelling itself works.
Totally. It's a journey from India across the Pacific shore, but ultimately, it's heading straight into the human soul.
And it's not just about what happens. It's about belief, what keeps people going, how our own perspectives shape everything.
Which makes it, I think, incredibly relevant to all of us, to the stories we tell ourselves.
Absolutely. It's quite something how Martel uses this seemingly simple setup boy, lifeboat, tiger to explore such massive themes.
Yeah, it sets the stage immediately. The external journey is just reflecting this huge internal one.
It's a really elegant way to handle complex ideas. So should we get into the story itself?
Let's do it. Our main character is Pi Patel.
But everyone calls him Pi.
Right. Exactly. And he's this incredibly curious, smart, very open-minded kid from Pondicherry, India.
And what's striking right away, and something your notes picked up on, is his spiritual path. It's unique.
It really is. He doesn't just choose one faith. He actively embraces Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam, all at the same time.
Which isn't just a quirky detail, is it? It feels foundational to who he is.
Definitely. And his childhood. Spent in his family's zoo, so he learns about animals, about survival instincts from a very young age.
That zoo background is so important. More than just local colors, like
Preparation.
preparation. How so? Well, he gets this practical, almost gut-level understanding of animal behavior. Hierarchies, fear, needs, territory.
Ah, okay, so it gives him a specific lens to view the world, and eventually to survive it.
Precisely. He learns about nature's basic drives, dominance, submission, all that raw stuff, knowledge that turns out to be vital.
And then everything changes. His whole life gets turned upside down.
Yeah, the family decides to move,
Mm-hmm.
political issues, economic uncertainty in India.
Mm-hmm.
They're heading for Canada.
So they pack up, board a Japanese cargo ship,
Yeah.
and they take many of the zoo animals with them, including a tiger.
You can almost feel the tension building there, can't
Yeah.
you, knowing disaster is looming.
Oh, absolutely. And then it strikes. Middle of the night, the ship just sinks violently in the vast Pacific.
Plunging Pi into total chaos, isolation, or so it seems at first.
Right, because when dawn breaks, he's on a lifeboat, but he's not alone, not even close.
And this is the pivot point. The story shifts from this, hopeful migration to something almost mythical.
The sinking isn't just plot, it's the complete end of his old life. Everything's gone. Safety, family, routine, just wiped away.
It's a hard reset on existence, basically.
Like-
Raw reality.
So who's with him on this lifeboat, this desperate little crew?
Okay, so first there's a zebra, wounded, doesn't last long, sadly. A symbol of fragility, maybe?
Then there's an orangutan, Orange Juice. She seems almost maternal, strangely gentle amidst the horror.
Yeah, a poignant figure. And then the hyena, pure savagery, opportunistic, vicious.
And finally, the star of the show, in a terrifying way, Richard Parker.
Richard Parker,
Yeah.
a 450-pound Bengal tiger. Magnificent, yes, but absolutely lethal.
And from that point on, it's this epic survival story. But it's more than just fighting the ocean, right?
Oh, much more. It's the unique challenge of sharing this tiny space with a deadly predator, constantly managing that threat.
Plus the relentless search for food, for water, the crushing loneliness, just trying to hang on to hope.
It becomes this raw testament to the sheer will to live against impossible odds.
Which immediately brings up that question your sources highlighted. How do you survive that? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally.
It's a shipwreck in every sense of the word. Everything is stripped away.
So beyond just the physical fight, how does Martel make this a deeper psychological battle? What elevates it?
Right. Well, the lifeboat itself becomes this intense microcosm of life, but stripped bare. No comforts, no distractions.
Like an extreme pressure cooker situation.
Exactly. Scarce resources, constant danger. Think about managing that day in, day out. It's a relentless test of willpower.
Not just against the waves, but against yourself.
Absolutely. It's the psychological endurance. battling fear, despair, the sheer crushing monotony of it all. He has to create structure, find meaning, just to stay sane. It's as much an internal fight as an external one.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Mm.
How does the author make this more than just a fight for physical survival?
Well, like we were saying, that lifeboat.
Yeah.
It becomes a microcosm of life itself. Scarce resources, constant danger. Every day is just this relentless test of willpower.
So it's the mental game, too.
Hugely. It's about the psychological and emotional endurance needed. Facing down fear, loneliness, the absolute unknown. Pi's fight is inside as much as outside. He has to create his own meaning out there.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Pi's multi-religious background isn't just a quirk, is it?
No, not at all. It's absolutely central. His devotion to Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam simultaneously, that becomes his anchor, his spiritual lifeline in that huge empty ocean.
How does that actually work for him, though, in practical terms?
It shapes how he sees things. It gives him a framework to find meaning, even in horror. When everything outside is chaos, his internal spiritual life offers structure. And crucially, it keeps the deepest despair at bay.
Finding signs, maybe.
Exactly. He sees divinity in small things, a Dorado, sunlight on the water. It allows him to imbue the suffering with some kind of purpose, rather than just seeing it as random cruelty.
And that connects to the listener, right?
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
makes you ask, how do your beliefs, whatever they are, help you navigate uncertainty? How do they help you keep hope alive? Pi's spiritual resilience is as vital as his physical toughness, maybe more so.
That really shifts the perspective. It's not a hobby, it's a survival tool.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Richard Parker. So what does this all mean for Pi's unlikely companion, Richard Parker?
Yeah, the tiger. He's obviously more than just a dangerous animal on the boat.
Oh, far more. Richard Parker is this incredibly complex symbol. He represents raw instinct, primal nature, Pi's deepest fears made real.
But also something else.
Paradoxically, yes,
Yeah.
he becomes this strange, essential form of companionship. He keeps Pi sharp, focused, alive.
Oh, by trying to eat him.
Well, partly. The constant need to manage Richard Parker, feeding him, respecting his space, staying vigilant, it demands Pi's full attention. It gives him a reason to get up each day, a structure.
So managing the danger actually keeps him sane.
Yeah. In a way, yes. It prevents him from succumbing entirely to loneliness and despair.
Yeah.
There's this complex dependency. Pi needs Richard Parker to survive, both as a motivator and, weirdly, as a companion against the crushing void.
He represents the wildness Pi has to tame. Maybe inside himself, too.
That's a great way to put it. He gives Pi purpose in that boundless, seemingly meaningless ocean.
And then there's the ending, which completely changes how you see everything. It raises an important question, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is the crux of it. The ending elevates the whole thing from adventure to philosophy. Martel directly asks us, the readers, what do we choose to believe?
He presents two stories, essentially.
Right, and he forces the question. Is truth about the cold, hard, verifiable facts, the often brutal reality? Or is truth about the meaning we find in a story, the narrative we create to make sense of the unbearable, to heal, to cope? Is it objective reality, or a story that gives life significance?
Wow, so you have to choose which story you prefer.
Exactly. It forces you to revisit everything you just read through this new lens. It's deeply philosophical and challenges your own perception of what's real, what's true, and why it matters. It becomes incredibly personal.
And Martel's writing style pulls this off beautifully. It's lyrical, but you don't need a PhD to get it.
Not at all. He blends these deep philosophical ideas with such vivid, immersive descriptions. You feel like you're on that boat, the ocean, the animals, Pi's inner world. It's all incredibly real.
And the pacing is smart too, right? Tense survival bits, then these thoughtful moments.
Yeah, it keeps you hooked, but also gives you space to breathe and think. It alternates perfectly between action and reflection on life, religion, truth. It really washes over you.
What always gets me is the precision of his descriptions. The sensory details are amazing.
You can almost taste the salt, feel the sun, smell the fear. It's not just pretty writing. It anchors you in Pi's reality, making those big philosophical questions feel earned, not just tacked on. You're with him.
So for you listening, why pick up Life of Pi? Well, first, it's just a flat-out gripping survival story and so unique.
Absolutely. A boy and a tiger on a lifeboat. You don't see that every day. That premise alone is compelling.
Second, and maybe more importantly for deep dive listeners like you, it genuinely makes you think about faith, resilience, what keeps people going when things seem impossible.
It demands engagement. It's not passive reading.
And third, that ending. We keep coming back to it, but it will make you question things. The nature of truth, the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of it all.
It sticks with you long after you finish. It might even subtly change how you look at narratives in your own life.
It's really a masterclass in how a story can be both thrilling and deeply thought-provoking.
Totally agree. It pushes you to find your own answers.
So our final verdict. It's a strong 4.5 out of 5 stars. Easily.
Yep. It's more than an adventure. It's this powerful meditation on meaning, on storytelling itself. Moving, visually stunning, emotionally complex, a real achievement.
We definitely recommend it, especially if you like survival stories that also mess with your head a little bit, that challenge your perception of reality.
If you want a story that explores not just what happened, but why it matters, this is absolutely one for you.
And thinking bigger picture, Life of Pi really feels like a testament to the power of narrative, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Not just the story Pi tells, but the stories we all construct about our own lives, our challenges, our beliefs.
Sometimes those stories aren't just reflections, they're tools. Tools for survival, for making sense of a broken world.
Well said. They help us mend things, find meaning.
So as you think about this deep dive, based on all the great material you shared, here's a final thought to chew on. If you were confronted with something truly impossible, a reality so harsh it might break you, would you choose the difficult, maybe unbearable truth?
Or would you choose a beautiful story? One that helps you survive, find meaning, maybe even find hope.
Something to consider about how you interpret the world and the narratives you choose to live by.